I think, the part that got away from us was really the points in the paint in the first and the third quarters. They had 22 points in the paint in the first quarter, 20 in the third quarter, and they ended up with 56. I think ultimately, it shows itself in the score by quarter that our defense was better in the second and the fourth. We did a better job of taking away the rim. Rebounding, they only had 9 offensive rebounds, but the conversion rate is really high. Sabonis did a good job wedging us out a few times. It wasn't just him. They had some perimeter players crashing. So rebounding as a group is going to continue to be something for our team. With our size and youth, it's going to just be a constant dig in, fight, and try to track down these loose balls. We can't rely on one person to get the rebound. Offensively, I think there were a lot of positives tonight. We got up 18 corner threes, which would be tied for the most that we've taken in the last year, which is a big deal for us, trying to find the corner and making that read early, which is something we talked about pregame, and we've been talking about a lot, just the early decisions offensively. The turnovers, they seem to come in waves. The third quarter was our worst quarter offensively. We had 7 turnovers in the quarter. And when you couple that with 2 for 11 from 3 in that quarter, it becomes, a hard 12 minutes to sustain. Making and missing shots is a part of this league, and currently we're not making enough. I do think that there are times that we're getting good looks for people that we want taking those shots, and for whatever the reasons are, it hasn't gone in. That's nothing for us to complain about or hang our heads about. No one's trying to miss, and I do believe that our shooting is far better than it is shown to this point. But right now, for our group, it's about digging in. No one's going to feel sorry for us. No one's going to feel sorry for the players. No one feels sorry for me. Everybody has to do their own individual part to keep getting better. That's individually, and then we go to the group and figure out how we can make the ecosystem function a little bit better each day. But I do think that, I thought there were a lot of positives tonight in the game. They have some very good players who made some big plays at different moments. Sabonis gave us fits on the interior for a portion of that game. DeRozan had his little flurry at the free throw line, where our shift could have been better. The possessions that we did it well, they shot some above the break threes. Monk made one. And so I think continuing to try to emphasize the team, what we're trying to take away, as we continue to learn how to win.
With what happened with Lauri and kind of how does his outlook look over the next couple of days as you guys diagnose?
You guys saw him at the end of the first half. His back pretty much locked up. He got treatment throughout halftime, and with about a minute left on the clock is still on the table, not really able to move. And so it was my decision and our medical team's decision to hold him out. Backs are generally day to day, and he'll wake up tomorrow and get some treatment, and we'll see how he's doing, and we won't make a decision on him until game day.
I was thinking about the position that Cody and Kyle are in right now, and it kind of reminded me of the last trade deadline when you said Taylor and Bryce's lives are about to change a lot. And how does that differ from them having, 2/3 of a season to watch what's happening, but right now Kyle and Cody are just kind of
Yeah, they're right in the middle of it, and I think it's great for them. There's benefits to getting to observe and watch a little bit more to learn, but there's nothing like learning with experience in this league and getting those minutes. I think both of them are handling themselves really well. Our plan initially was obviously not for these guys to be playing this many minutes right now, but we have to be flexible. and take what's in front of us and play the hand we're dealt. So they're both physically in good shape. So I'm not worried about that part of it. It's going to be about managing the mental load that comes with this. And I think that's where myself and our staff are going to have to be particular about what we're asking of those guys, and the couple of things that we're going to hold them really accountable to as they continue to learn. We don't need to set up a situation where they're thinking about 10 things all the time when they're playing. That's not going to be productive for them or for us. So we have to recalibrate, and we have to do that with the mindset of trying to do what's best for them and ultimately what's best for the team, because we're in a situation right now where we need them. We need them to play, and we need them to play well. And so we've got to continue to try to put them in spots to be successful.
Where did you think the team was tonight, especially mentally without Taylor?
It's it's weird because, we had gotten a little bit in a rhythm of who plays with who, and those things were obviously altered very quickly when you have make a change in a starting lineup, somebody who's playing about 30 minutes a game. I think when we're in the game and when the competition is going on, you kind of lose track of everything else in your life and you're in the middle of the competition. I think the second it's over, we all go back to thinking about Taylor some. But the players, for the most part, I thought were relatively in a good headspace going into the game. I spoke to a few guys pregame, and they, said, yeah, I'm still kind of rattled by last night, or I've been thinking about Taylor, and that's very natural. But I don't think that had any impact on the outcome of tonight's game. I didn't feel during the game like the team was somewhere else mentally. I definitely felt that last night after the injury, but I didn't see or feel that today.
What was the reasoning of going with Jordan in the starting lineup?
Yeah, we're trying to make the two groups function a little bit better, and we can do that without impacting minutes too much, impacting opportunity too much. I believe in Colin. Colin knows that this has nothing to do with his play. It's about what makes the two groups function the best. I think early in the game, the first group showed some pretty decent cohesion offensively. I think I have some work to do to help Colin with that second group if it's something we continue to do. But nothing with our team right now is set in stone. I had a conversation with Colin before the game about wanting to try something different to see if we could find a little bit of a rhythm offensively. And Colin's great. He understands. He wants the team to do well. He's always done anything and everything that I've asked from a role standpoint. And so it's my responsibility that if he is going to be accepting of those things, to continue to try to think about him and put him in a position to be successful. I think tonight there were some moments that were a little bit out of rhythm with the second group, and some of that's to be expected, but it's something that we'll look at on the film and hopefully we'll be able to address before next game.
What did you see from Flip?
I thought Kyle was great. His physicality stands out. Got a very solid base. Like, he doesn't get bumped off the spot very easy. You saw some of the plays where he's playing through contact, going towards the basket. He's got great hands. Like, doesn't bobble the ball very much. Is comfortable as a ball handler, in the full court enough, and then in the half court, bigger players' ball handling isn't talked about enough. But he gets the ball from point A to point B very easily. Good passer. Made a couple of threes tonight. I thought his rebounding was very good. He's, Kyle's strong, and you can see it when he blocks out and he is able to go up and collect the ball in traffic. He's had a a good camp. He's had a good preseason. He hasn't gotten a ton of opportunity, and there's nothing to do with anything that he has done wrong. And, you know, tonight is a credit to Kyle. He's stayed ready. He's stayed physically in shape, and he's stayed mentally locked in on what we're trying to do. So I thought he played well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
As well.